Javier Milei is turning out to be Argentina's economic savior. The eccentric president who made headlines for his unorthodox style of announcing public spending cuts has followed through on his promise to repair the Argentinian economy in just over a year since his election.
Wait, there's no way we've seen this Argentina one. Have we covered the Argentina one already? No way.
His savage public sector
Argentina's doing very well right now. They used to have runaway hyperinflation.
Cuts have underpinned the economic recovery.
Bueno, lo primero que tenemos que entender es que el Estado no es la solución.
State is not the solution.
El Estado es el problema.
State is the
Ustedes,
problem.
si se fijan acá, tienen la gran raviolada que es el Estado, el gran curro y la fuente de la decadencia argentina, que es el Estado. Esta es la foto del Estado que tenemos hoy. Adoctrinamiento, afuera.
And the results speak for themselves. Milei has done what other world leaders have tried and failed to do. Under his leadership, inflation has dropped from a whopping 12.8% in 2023 to just 1.5% in 2024.
Wow. From 12 to 1. He saved his country, basically. I remember the left was saying that he was going to be some authoritarian, right-wing nut job. They were smearing the shit out of him. He was just telling his people the truth. The government is the problem. We need to cut government spending. And he did. He took an axe to that shit. He cut so much of it.
Milei's deep spending cuts all but halted the economy in 2024 to get inflation under control. But this year has been a different story. Economic growth has punctuated Milei's leadership this year, with Argentina experiencing 3 consecutive quarters of economic growth.
Would you look at that?
The economic resurgence is also being felt in the streets, with Argentinians holidaying
They
more,
love him.
enjoying leisure activities and spending their money on discretionary items. Like cars, which has seen an 84% increase in purchases in the first...
Why couldn't we get this done, man? Why could they do this and we couldn't? Why did we increase the debt ceiling? Why didn't we cut and gut the government too? All the bloat. Why? They are experiencing 3/4 of economic growth from a nation that experienced hyperinflation. The currency was so worthless, people would rather trade in dollars off the black market. The rents were skyrocketing and changing in value based on the currency so much that people were struggling to afford rent. And like the renters themselves, not the renters, but the property owners, they were going broke because they were entering in contracts with people and then their money became worthless in like 2-3 months. And so what the money they used to be making on the property they negotiated for, the rent, meant nothing 2-3 months later. So you'd have to do month to month to month. Then they had insane price controls. They had rent control on a bunch of these properties. He did away with that. Guess what? Rents went down. Rents went down. Literally, the liberals hate him because every single economic policy that he's instituted, which was anti-liberal, anti-social, has wrought stability onto his country and economic growth. I mean, people are buying luxury things like cars. That's a luxury purchase. When your people are able to start discretionary spending on things like vehicles, that means there's more money in people's pockets. Believe me, it's working.
Few months of 2025. Real estate sales have also soared by 66% this year. And Milei's scrapping of rent control has led to a 40% drop in rental prices.
40% drop in rental prices by scrapping rent controls alone. Can you imagine that, dude? What would you do if somebody came through with some of these policies in the town that you're living, the city that you're living in? I know rent control is in some big cities, and rent drops 20-30%. How much better would you be off right now if you could save 20-30% on rent? Think about that. That's crazy.
As well as a 300% increase in rental property supply in Buenos Aires.
Look at that.
Online commentators have slammed the mainstream media for labeling Milei as a right-wing nut job, despite saving the country. This commentator said, "Never forget, the media and professional class labelled him a dangerous far-right lunatic because he wanted to cut spending." And this commentator agreed, saying South America is on the rise. This is so good. El Salvador and Argentina are showing what can happen with honour and reason and understanding economics. And
yeah, there you go. We don't have to watch it all. That's basically, he made that happen himself. He went against the machine. The state is not the solution. The state is the problem. Australia needs this type of government. I wonder why MSNBC stopped reporting on this. That's a good question. Eliminating waste and fraud is astounding to people in 2025. This says a lot about us. As an American, I love this man. And this is good, right? You're catching on to this, right? For some reason, CBC and BBC, along with our liberal mainstream media, stopped reporting on the Argentine economy. When this guy got elected and when he was doing all his cuts, oh boy, were they saying that Argentinians are going to be screwed. This guy's going to crash the economy. Sack socialism, get prosperity. I'd much rather have Argentina as a trade partner than China. Argentina is back to being a great country it once was. Yeah, the state produces nothing. State is in and of itself a form of a tax. Right? When we talk about, this is what I don't get with Americans. Like, you understand, the tax cuts that they just gave us are fucking meaningless when the state increases the deficit, the debt. The deficit is the tax. Debt is the tax, the only tax that matters. It's the very tax that devalues your currency. So just because you were handed peanuts and that they give you extra money over time with no taxing on that or no taxes on tips, it doesn't matter. When the deficit, the debt of the government rises, you are taxed directly through debasement of your currency. It's fucking maddening that people don't understand this. If we would have got no tax on tips, if we would have got closed borders, if we could have got all of this by raising taxes on the top 1% wealthiest, we could have gotten all these things while lowering the deficit. We could have cut a bunch of the government. There is so much excess fat on our government. It's fucking maddening. We do not need a $1 trillion defense budget. We have nuclear weapons with a fucking trinity to deliver them, from nuclear silos, from submarines, and I wouldn't doubt it if we somehow also had nukes in space in some top secret program that could be delivered from satellites directly. There is no country in the fucking world that would dare invade America, period. You would get nuked into fucking oblivion. Why are we spending trillions on defense? From who are we defending? Who do we have in the world that is like peer to the United States somehow threatens us? Who is a threat, literally? You can fucking glass entire countries. Please. The game has changed with nuclear weapons. It's over. It's over. What? Because we have proxy wars here and there? Because we're washing money in these little proxy battles with countries? Seriously. You can glass entire fucking nations. It's over. War as we know it, it's done for. Defense of what? You really think you're going to be in Arkansas and some fucking Chinese dudes or Russians are going to be invading, bro, behind enemy lines with, a conventional force somehow pushing up from, or, coming from Canada or Mexico, some way, with satellites everywhere looking at every single direction? We're not going to see it come. They're going to surprise us somehow. Some massive force is getting built up and you're going to be threatened, citizen, and you must arm yourself and defend your home. Come on, man. Come on with this shit. It's greed. We want to sell weapons to countries so they can blow each other up. It's fucking greed. How about we help our own at home? How about we cut some of the defense budget? We cut some of the fat off the government in other areas. Seriously? Man, they're spending money on such stupid shit. U.S. aid was a drop in the bucket, and even all of those weren't codified by Congress. It's fucking stupid. They weren't made permanent. They were just redistributed to the Pentagon. This is crazy. There's so much shit that they have that we don't know about. The fact that some of the tech that we do have is so far ahead of everybody else, and they'll openly talk about it, just means the super top secret shit is enough to fucking wipe anyone off the map. It's so dumb, dude. Like, I don't understand how we could afford the defense budget and keep increasing it, but somehow we don't have enough to make healthcare free for people, to really invest in our country and our brothers and sisters, right? Like, imagine you made education free in the form of the taxes we're already paying. Take some away from the defense budget so that everybody could be educated and we could unleash the minds of millions of people. Is that wrong to say? right? Education. What about healthcare? How many people die of chronic diseases? How strained is already our stupid healthcare with the premiums we pay because it's not subsidized by the money we're already paying? How fucking dumb is that? We could literally take hundreds of billions of dollars from the defense industry and subsidize college for everybody and subsidize healthcare for everybody and standardize everything. We could afford to do that. They tell you can't or we can't, but we could totally afford to do that and still be the number one military country in the world. It's just trimming off some corrupt defense contracts where these guys basically blow a hole through their budgets to create products that we end up not using anyways. They're just like test platforms for research that never comes to fruition fully, but our money still goes down the drain.